Welcome to Pack Expo. I'm Damon Williamson. I'm with Kamps Pallets. I'm Vice President of National Sales, and I'm here to speak with you briefly about our view of comprehensive pallet lifecycle management. So I think it would help to start kind of with an overview. What does the pallet industry look like today? Its size, its scale. So there are about 2.6 billion total pallets out there in circulation today. That includes all specs, all sizes, all materials. About 2.4 bill of that are wooden, so wood dominates the industry, and about 1.3 billion are whitewood, non-rental pool pallets, and of that, about 600 million are the standard GMA 48 by 40 footprint. What does that mean in asset value? If you applied a $12 average value to that volume of pallets, that means just south of 16 billion worth of pallets out there in circulation. In tons, how we measure a lot of materials in the recycling industry, that's north of 22 million tons of wooden pallets out there. And wooden pallets are extremely recyclable. About 95% of the materials of the pallets can be fully recycled, whether that's repaired and reused or that's ground into residuals, biofuels, mulch, etc. So also, current state of the industry, who are the key stakeholders? Obviously the customers, and they're wanting maximum value, and that's how they define it, and they're all different. They want that intersection of quality of price. And then the other key stakeholder is the planet. We've got to do things correctly. We need to be doing things that are recyclable and returnable. So how do we at Kamps, how do we address that? Well, first for the customer, there's several things. We have to have the right capabilities. We have to have skilled people that are knowledgeable in their areas of our business. We need the right resources, whether that's raw material, machinery, etc. And we have to have the willingness to meet the customer's needs. What does the planet need? All the same things. It all marries together. It all meets in unison. So traditionally, pallets, many here, you've all dealt with them. They kind of follow one simple model. Starting out at the top, new pallets are manufactured and they kind of enter that life cycle, that circle. There's pallet circulation. Once they're loaded, they get destacked from the customer's goods, and then they're collected by recyclers here or there. If that pallet is too damaged to be repaired and put back into that life cycle, it gets put into a teardown operation. Those components are harvested. We call that harvesting the urban forest. And then if they're repaired, they're reintroduced and they stay into that life cycle. Same thing for custom sized pallets that are in the steel industry or the paint and coatings industry, odd sizes, inner circulation, loaded with customers' goods, flow through, they ultimately get collected. Same thing, if there is a repair and return program, they can be sent back to the customer or they're harvested for their components. And at their end of the life cycle at the bottom, we turn those into valuable residual products. We manufacture biofuel, colored mulches, pellet fuel. What's the problem with that traditional model though? If you're dealing with large customers, national organizations, they have multiple locations, they deal with multiple vendors. They might have a guy that does the new pallets for them. They may have a recycler here that does this plant somewhere else. So those companies that are servicing them, they have multiple responsibilities and they often have competing views on the business. They want their slice and they want it to go well here. Maybe they don't want to do this one. So there's challenges. There's a real lack of standardization. There's a lack of visibility for the customer to see their data. There's a lack of synergy across their organization. They have to invest time and energy in generating purchase orders, deciding who they're going to buy from here or there, and the suppliers have different motivations. So we're trying to take a different approach at Kamps. We have an innovative model of how we're looking at this business and trying to reshape our position with customers. So while the circle may look the same, we're able to strategically put that together. We have between our plants, our asset-based plants, and our partner network, 400 active locations that are currently servicing customers. What that gives a customer is a single point of contact. And I heard that defined by one of our key customers as, I want a single hand to shake. And I really liked that. That sounded good until I thought about the converse of that. If something's not going right, it's a single neck to choke. So what does that mean to the industry, to a customer, how we're approaching it? Well, we believe we have experts in every discipline. We have folks that have been veterans in the industry. They've grown up in it. Every company that we've acquired, we've tried to retain the best and brightest. It gives us vast capabilities across the country, both for new pallets, recycled pallets, and for the residual products. We are vertically integrated. We own sawmills. We own recycling plants. Our fleet has 8,000 trailers, and of course we have recycling plants as well. And for customers, we give them full visibility. Our customer-facing portal gives customers real-time, big data at their fingertips. Tablet-based, phone-based, website. It's a powerful tool, and customers want that. So where does it begin? Where do you enter into that cycle? You enter with new pallet manufacturing. We have multiple plants that manufacture new pallets and enter into the pool, and those are the right product for certain customers, especially if they have automated palletization. But it gives us quality, service, and consistency. And what else? So we invest in the best automation and the best technology. We have high-speed manufacturing plants, automated nailing, cut-up lines that allows us to have consistency and to guarantee that for our customers. With that, we have pallet design system. It's the preeminent CAD system for the pallet industry, developed by our trade association, NWPCA, in conjunction with Virginia Tech. It has ongoing research, not just for building schematics, but for analyzing unit loads and designing the right pallet to fit that unit load in that customer's environment. And as I mentioned, vertically integrated. We own sawmills. We leverage the scale of our organization for our purchasing power for raw materials. It is a distinct advantage in the marketplace. So after the entry point of the new pallets, pallet recycling, repaired and remanufactured pallets, again, quality, service, and transparency for our customers is our goal. Next level reporting. So our customer-facing portal is real-time big data for customers, and it is highly customizable. We have multiple key accounts across the nation that have said, I like your reporting, but I need it to do this to integrate with our systems. We have our own IT folks, programmers on staff. We've been able to make that happen, fully customized so that seamlessly integrates into their system. Our Kamps owned fleet, we literally own 8,000 trailers across the country. I couldn't tell you how many power units, but it allows us great capacity for transportation. And then standardization in repair protocols, how that happens within our plants. We have written documentation. We have machinery and systems that we've developed in our recycling side of the business to standardize our workflow within the plants. So that if you go to our plant in Cincinnati, that workflow and those expectations should be exactly the same as you see at our plant in Atlanta or in San Antonio or wherever across the country. And location, I mentioned, between our asset-based plants and our dedicated partner network, there's over 400 locations currently servicing our customers. And behind the scenes, very robust customer service team and account management team. The account liars live in strategic markets across the country, and our customer service team is available at a phone call with extended hours to service our West Coast and East Coast customers. So in wood resources, remember that cycle we talked about at the bottom? When the pallets exit their useful life cycle as a pallet, they're not landfill, there's valuable products that can be made. So EnviroMulch, that is our brand for our colored mulches. We're doing that at multiple plants. We also manufacture wooden pellets for heating, and those are under the Easy Heat label. And then biofuel to fuel municipalities' boiler fuel. And I mentioned, touched briefly on our corporate services. We don't outsource things like IT. We don't outsource finance and accounting. We don't outsource anything like that. We have those folks in-house, and it allows us to be flexible and to service our customers and to meet their needs where they need them and how they expect us to. And all of that together, it gives us stability within our organization. Control, it gives us security of our data, and allows us to service our customers at an unprecedented level. So what does all this mean? That life cycle, our capabilities together? Well, it means for our customers, we can deliver maximum value however they define it, and customers are all different. Their value is the intersection of what's important to them, whether it's service, price, capabilities. We can meet that. We can help them with time savings, ultimate flexibility, ultimate visibility, as I mentioned in reporting, and no disruption to their supply chains because of the redundancy of our plant network. And for the planet, sustainability, all the major corporations, it's very important. We're helping them meet those ESG goals. carbon savings emissions by using recycled pallets, the detailed reporting that I already mentioned, and adherence to our highest standards. So a couple of case studies I'd like to share with you. So in the automotive industry, being headquartered in Michigan, you can imagine that that's a likely synergy. A couple of our automotive customers, we started with one, approached us. They were buying 90% new pallets to support about 50 plus sites of their distribution centers, manufacturing plants, tier 1 suppliers. They needed a solution. They needed to move away from a fragmented program. They needed to get underneath and our support with life cycle program management. And we've done that. We have moved them from 90% new pallets into 90% recycled today. We cover their entire supply chain with our network of plants. What does that mean to them? $4 million in annual savings between those two automotive companies. They get 100% visibility of real-time, customer-facing big data, and the flexibility to scale and adjust where needed because their business changes. So a little bit about that. This program kind of grew. It took off in Fort Wayne, where they had assembly plants, staging plants. We collected those pallets, sent them to our repair and return facilities in Indianapolis, in Detroit. And then we expanded it into other areas for them. It kept moving across the country. We started with their distribution centers in Southern Ohio, further in Michigan. They liked the results that we're getting. We pushed it across the country, and today we're doing sites all across the country with major repair and return operations for them going on in Tennessee and Texas as well. Another case story, one of the major manufacturers of agricultural and forestry machinery in the country, they engaged with us on a different challenge. So in their parts distribution network, they were buying 35 tractor trailer loads a week of new pallets to fuel what should have been a pool distribution of parts out to their regional distribution centers and to their dealerships. Well, they were losing, historic data, 50% of the pallets out of that pool annually. It didn't seem like much of a pool and they wanted some help. So we came up with a solution. We engaged with them. Rather than their returns being attempted to go to one centralized location, we took the strength of the Kamps plants and we integrated their returns with 5 of our plants to collect and do repair and return from their dealerships and from their distribution centers. It helped them retain more pallets into their pool. We also introduced combo pallets, combination of recycled materials and some new materials into their pallets to further drive down costs of the entry point of their pallets. Annually, it's projecting about $5.6 million in savings for them. Last week, or actually over the last couple of weeks, they've only purchased to fuel into their pool 10 loads of new pallets rather than 35. We have filled the rest with recycled pallets that we have repaired and returned and put back into their pool. And again, they get 100% visibility to customized reporting, real time, in front of them. And matter of fact, we're working on this week enhancing it even further to give their dealerships better credit for what they've returned. And again, the flexibility to adjust. Their business will change, as will ours. Let's adjust with them. So that's our approach to pallet life cycle management. We think it's innovative. We think it's unique. And we'd be happy to engage with any of you if you have any questions about Kamps or about what we're doing.